Dear Sangat, beloved Sangat of my beloved Master, we all bow down at the feet of our beloved Masters for giving us this opportunity of coming together and becoming part of this program which we are having in the remembrance of our beloved Master. Millions of times we thank him for giving us his satsangs, his sangat, because like he used to say, that only through the satsangs can we make our life. I remember that once there was a dear one who, during his private interview, asked Sanji a question about how much satsang is enough in our life. Because as you all know, that in those days we didn't have such technology and we did not have the satsangs on Zoom. So the satsangs were limited to be in the form of the meeting once a week or twice a week. In some places, people used to get together once a month and do the satsang. In many places, the dear ones did not even have the privilege of doing the satsangs or attending the satsang, playing the videotapes. So they would either use the audio tapes, and if you go even back, it was only that through reading the books of the masters or the magazines of the masters, we used to do the satsang. So when that dear one asked Sanji that how much satsang should we do? Should we do once a day, once a week, twice a week, or once a month? How much is enough in our life? Sanji listened to him with all his attention, and smiling, he said, that dear one, if you ask me, I will tell you that my whole life has been in satsang. When I am sitting here with you and singing the praises of my beloved Lord, for me that is the satsang. When the dear ones come to me and we talk about the Master, we sing the praises of the Master, that is the satsang. So any amount of time you can devote in the satsang, in the remembrance of the Master, in doing the meditation of the Master, in singing the bhajans of the Master, that is all satsang. Satsang means that your union with the truth, and our Master is the only true being. So the more we can do the satsang is better for us, because only through the satsang can we achieve the liberation. That is why the bhajan which was just sung, Dekhi Bahut Nirali Mahima Satsang Di, that bhajan was also written to glorify the importance of doing the satsang. You might remember the story which Sanji had narrated this morning in the satsang about that merchant who had confiscated the goods of his client, and nobody in the village wanted to help him carry his luggage to the train station. It was only a sadhu who came forward and agreed to take his luggage to the train station upon a condition that either you tell me a story of God or I tell you a story of God. So the merchant agreed, and this story, Sanji has said this so many times, so I'm sure that everyone knows that how that dear one got liberated when his end time came and he went above. He was supposed to go to the hell, But because of that sangat, that satsang that he had done with that sadhu, with that master, he was given the opportunity to go and see him. And once he came to the master, the negative power or the agents of negative power who were going to take him to the hell because he had not done any has not done any good deed in his life. They could not do anything to him. And in that way, the Sangat, the time he spent in the company of the Master, became the liberator of his soul. Are we not like those people who put all our load, all our luggage on the Master? Are we not like that merchant who have put all our burden on the Master? And what does he give us in return? He has given us the satsang. Just like that Mahatma gave the satsang to the merchant, in the same way, Master takes all our burden upon himself and he gives us the satsang because he knows that it is only through the satsang that we will be able to go across and we will be able to reach our real home. And it is only through the satsang that the Master tries to give us the recognition of himself. It is only through the satsang that he tells us that who he is, from where he has come, and what is the purpose of his coming into this world is. But unfortunate are we because we are the blind ones. We don't see him. We don't hear him. That is why, even though in every satsang, Master opens up his treasure box and he wants to give out all the riches to us, he wants to give us the experiences, he wants to give us the recognition of him and the Satpurush. But because we are the blind ones and the deaf ones, that is why even after going to the satsang, we do not get the recognition. We do not realize that who really he is. We should always be grateful for the satsang because always in the satsang, the master talks about his master and he tells us the importance of this human life. Before telling you this story, I was going to sing a bhajan. Hoya sukh ole kon dukh phole आसुन कृपाल पे रे होर सुनावा कीनू मैं. But before I could sing this bhajan, some other dear one sang this bhajan very beautifully. So there was no point on singing the same bhajan again. So that is why I sang the other bhajan. देखी बहुत निराली महिमा सत्संग दी देखी बहुत निराली महिमा सत्संग दी. The bhajan that I wanted to sing, Hoya Sukh Ole, has many memories attached to it. And there is a story behind that bhajan, which I would like to share with you. As you all know that in 1984, there was a terrible time in India after the assassination of our Prime Minister Indira Gandhi. And at that time, in the city of Delhi and in the surrounding areas, it even extended to the state of Punjab and Rajasthan. There were riots and people were picking up the people of a particular community and they were killing them. So it was a terrible, terrible time. At that time, we were at the ashram. There was a group of the dear ones visiting and we were having a program, and we were in the middle of the program that such a thing happened. We all came to know through the news that such a thing has happened, and nothing beyond that, because we were at the feet of our beloved master and everything was going on fine. We were enjoying his darshan, we were enjoying his satsangs. But all of a sudden, after that thing happened on 31st October, this thing happened. And a day or two day later, when the riots started happening in full force, I realized that something was wrong, because Sanji was not as jolly as he used to be. He was not upset, but he became serious. And even though outwardly to us we saw that he was okay, he was attending all the sessions, he was meeting with the dear ones, doing the interviews, answering the questions, and everything. But I could see, I could feel that there was something happening with his body. But I didn't dare ask him, and he didn't tell us anything. He kind of hid within himself whatever was going on. But we realized that much later. On the last day, when it was the time for us to come back to Delhi, Sanji said that, Papu, you know what is happening in Delhi, and maybe on the way things are not so good. So I'm going to go with you. I'm going to accompany the group. And I, at that time, felt that that was not necessary. And I requested him, I said, Master, I don't think there is need for that. You are always with us and everything will be all right. I don't think that you should put yourself into such a trouble, because it doesn't look like you are keeping well. And he said, no, I'm fine. You are my children. All the dear ones are my children. And it is my responsibility to look after your welfare. And it is my responsibility to make sure that you reach your homes safely. So when he said that, who could argue with him? So Sanji came all the way with us. His car was driving ahead of us and we were in the buses. And we all were unknown, unaware of all the things which were happening around. There were riots everywhere. But those things were not bothering us, because we had our beloved Lord, we had our beloved Master leading us, guiding us. He was ahead of us. So how could anything go wrong with us? So when we came to Sirsa, and after having lunch, Sanji called me up and he said that, Papu, I'm very glad and I'm very grateful to my beloved Kripal for all his grace and protection. Now the Moj has changed and everything is going to be all right now. So now I will be returning to the ashram from here, and from here you should go safely. Kripal is going to go with you. And I said, well, Sanji, it is all your will, whatever you say, because this is what we all wanted. We didn't want Sanji to continue with us to Delhi, because it was, long, tiring journey. And he said that, okay, Kirpal will take care of you. And we all came to Delhi without any problem, and everyone went back to their homes. And everything was all right. I sent a message to Sanji that everything went okay, and Sanji sent me a message that everything went okay with him also, and he also reached the ashram safely and there was no problem and he was doing okay. But he was not doing okay. As soon as he got back to the ashram, he started losing blood. Without any reason, he started losing blood and he became very sick. But he did not let that news go out. He did not let anyone know what was going on with him.